and a very special video to pay tribute to this year's Thesz Award winner, Rob Van Dam.
Hey!
Oh, we got my music.
Yes! Hey!
Hey now.
Yes!
An ECW original and arguably one of the most electrifying performers of the century. Rob Van Dam has dominated, excited, and amazed. He is highly respected amongst his peers and fans for his athletic ability, charisma, and passion. Congratulations, Rob Van Dam, on winning this year's Thesz Award.
Here to induct Rob Van Dam is wrestling legend Dory Funk Jr.
Here this evening with Cauliflower Alley, and I want to thank my friend Brian Blair for all he has done to bring us together tonight. We need to talk about what it means to receive the Thesz Award. It means skill, strength. You are a fan favorite. Rob Van Dam has it all. In February 1992, in Japan, I met a 20-year-old RVD for the first time. I came home and told my wife, Marty, that the Japanese had met their match. RVD was young, strong, good-looking, and could out-wrestle everyone, and flew all over the ring, too. He could not be matched. I had the privilege of tagging with Rob Van Dam on several occasions in Japan, but the highlight of my career was September 11, 1997 in Amarillo, Texas at the Tri-State Fairground Coliseum in front of my family, my friends, and everybody I had known while growing up. I won that match, but I had shoelace scars across my face from an RVD aerial coming off the top rope.
Lord.
And I had to literally drop Rob Van Dam on his head to win the match. I had respect and love an opponent as I did that night. Rob Van Dam is as tough as shoe leather, meaner than a rattlesnake, and one of the nicest gentlemen I have had the pleasure to be my friend. I love and respect you, Rob, and thank you for all the years of work for me as your fan. With all my heart, I am very proud and honored to present to you the Cauliflower Alley Club Award. Congratulations, Rob.
Yes!
Rob Van Dam.
Yes!
Super cool. I guess I got the right guy to present me, saying it's a highlight of Dory Funk Jr.'s career. Come on, that's a little strong. Hear that part? A highlight of my career. Man, but that was really cool, and I'm honored. Obviously, this whole thing, being honored by my peers means a lot. You know, this career went by like so quick. It's like so quick. Like it seems like I was always fighting uphill to try and get enough respect from the placeholders. The older guys ran the business, you know, and they booked the shows and they agented the storylines, and it always seemed like they were telling me, you need a little more of this, or quit doing that, or a little bit of this, and then boom, now I'm looking back on my career, I don't know what happened. I don't remember my place being right there at the top where they were, but I guess, you know, I don't know, when life goes by so quick you don't notice because you're busy living life, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was doing. Yeah. By the way, I owe someone an apology. There was a lady that saw me in the casino. And she said, Rob Van Dam, my husband's never going to believe me. I said, it sounds like you got trust issues and need couples counseling. That might not. That's something we can all relate to, though, I think, is we're all on this side of the fence. I mean, they're them and we're us. That's cool. I take a lot of pictures with fans, you know, and I think you guys can relate. You know, sometimes they, I don't know, sometimes they want to do things I don't want to do, like this popular request, like, dude, can I get you in a headlock? No. Unless I can like back suplex you on your neck. I wonder if entertainers from other areas of the entertainment world get this treatment as well. I've always wondered that. You know, I can imagine, you know, like, oh my God, Megan, you're my favorite porn star. I don't even know if I need to finish that. I think you're with me. Yeah. Man, when I first met you, Brian, I was 20 years old, and Ron Slinker was taking me around Tampa. Introduced me to you, hoping that you could hook me up with a free gym free pass to Gold's Gym, because I was one of the boys, you know. And that was so cool, because I used to watch you at the Battle Creek Kellogg Center when I was a fan, at the Lansing Civic Center, you know, the Killer Bees, British Bulldogs, Heart Foundation, they were like hot. And that's when I was really inspired. I knew that's what I wanted to do. And you did give me the hookup at Gold's Gym, so I appreciate that. And then it wasn't much later, same time, as a matter of fact, I had my 21st birthday in Jamaica on a wrestling tour. And I wrestled Kevin Sullivan.
Woo!
Yeah, you remember that. I know you remember that. But I was so young, I was such a baby. I just remember, you know, like Ron was putting me over, like, oh yeah, he does the splits and kicks and flips, you should see him. You know, and I remember Nancy was like, you should lift weights, you lift weights? I was like, yes. And it was at that very booking, maybe you were in the room, I wonder now, Kevin, but we were in one of the bungalows, Slinker was there, and some of the boys, Jimmy Del Rey, what was that, Coconut
Coconut Man, whatever you call himself. I can't remember. Coconut something. Kid, probably. These guys, I think Mark Starr, anyways, they were passing around a cigarette of reefer.
What?
Oh my gosh.
You
That
said
was the
no.
first time that I was exposed to it. By peer pressure. It's very true. He might have been in it. I don't know. Jimmy Macklin was like, hit it, you fucking prima donna, hit it. No one else hit it. It's not going to kill you. Hit it. And although I didn't necessarily really appreciate my first time with cannabis, it definitely became a much bigger part of my path. And,
Yeah.
and so how do you go? Sanker gave me the name Rob Van Dam. He got me my job in WCW, December '92 with Bill Watts. But you guys could have warned me about Slicker, dude. I'm only doing that. Man, that was so long ago, though. Like, in Florida, when I was living down there, Brady Boone, who I looked up to, he was Firecat or Hellcat in Japan. Just because he thought outside of the box. He was the first guy I saw to go up on someone's shoulders and roll them up in a victory roll. And I know I've seen you do that too, but that captured my imagination. And, in the day of the big giants where a lot of guys didn't leave the ground, they weren't taking a lot of bumps. Brady Boone said, hey, have you ever wrestled in Japan? I was like, no, I would love to. And he said, man, they would love you over there. They're all into your style. And he hooked me up with Lord Blair's, who hooked me up with Giant Baba. And I started wrestling for All Japan in '93, just 22 years old. And I did, he was right. I got over in Japan really well. And shortly after, Baba was telling me I had a job for life as long as I wanted to work there. I have a lot to thank Baba for. He made me wear boots, which I'm glad. I used to think of being barefoot made me look tougher, something to do with the martial arts, I don't know. But I was breaking my toes and shit. And
Wow.
my heels were getting kind of banged up, so I'm glad that Baba talked me into wearing boots. Stan Hansen was the guy over there that I ended up teaming with almost every single night for some reason, whatever. They did 6-mans, 8-mans, whatever. But 22-year-old, 23-year-old, probably 24-year-old RVD really didn't have a place in the business in Stan's mind, and he let me aware of that. I felt like he liked me personally, I think. But he had his nickname for me. He called me Claude, a play off of Van Damme, right? And whenever we'd be going over matches beforehand in the back, and blah blah blah, he'd say, "All right, well, someone give me the hot tag. I'll try and make it believable again." Always, he was always like that. And I thought, maybe he was bitter because he's old and on his way out, can't keep up. Now, when I look at how much the style has changed, I got to make sure I don't fall into that pattern of being Stan, because I have a lot of complaints, and I feel partially responsible, for bridging that gap between the old school and what the guys are doing now. But I didn't teach them hand on hand. They were inspired by some stuff, didn't get the old school training, whatever. I'm definitely not bitter. Stan would say every day, like, you do this and this and this. Well, what do I know? That's what he would always say. What do I know? I'm on my way out. And, one time I ended up in the ring against Stan, and I earned his respect. I had him in the corner, and I'm giving him these shoulders in his gut. Bam, bam. I did a backflip. I ran at him, did some kind of jumping kick to the face. Bam! You like that, Stan Hansen? After the match, he said, well, I gotta tell you, I thought all that stuff you did was bullshit till like you were right there doing it with me. He says, you were right there in my face 1 minute, and then you went up, you just disappeared. I didn't know where you went. Which if you know Stan, you know he's almost blind anyway. But beside the point, you know, he admitted that, and I said, I thought he used to say I didn't have a place in the business. He said, well, you didn't, but you do now. So for me, that was like a pivotal point in getting over with Stan, getting the credibility, finding my place. But it always has been about that for me, you know, like Baba one time wanted me to get, and I heard this story yesterday, I heard the other side of the story. I've heard a few of the boys tell this story, because I was young and green, and you should be hungry and want to work at that time. I never wanted to admit I was green when I was green. I couldn't do it. I thought that was an insult. You know, I'm not green. You know, I don't know. Now I'm just overly honest and completely fine with the way everything is. But I'm in a dressing room in Japan, and someone came over and said they want you to go down to the ring. I guess it was after they saw me work one night, and they saw I'm different. They said, we want to get you down to the ring to work out with the young boys and show them your moves. And I was like, no, I'm good. And a while later, they came back again. What, did you show your son? You said that was you yesterday. Said that was him. That was you, the messenger boy? See, I remember being a Japanese guy, but it was so long ago. They asked me 2 or 3 times, and you know, I was like, no, I'm good. I'll go out the ring when it's my time to wrestle. And I've heard Danny Prophet tell the story. They were rolling. They thought it was so funny for this young green guy to say, no, I don't want to go out there. But I thought that they were saying, teach the young boys your moves so they can rip you off. I totally thought that's what they were saying. And by the way, the tours that I wasn't on, they ripped off all my moves anyway. But the point was, you don't have to know what I'm doing. You know, that's what's so different now. It's like, if I'm gonna leg drop you, you don't have to know if I'm gonna jump up and do 360 before I drop my leg on. You don't have to know if I'm gonna pick Ray Ray up and we're gonna do a 420 leg drop on you. Your part's the same. And so that's why, like, I don't need to walk through shit. And that's what's so different about today, you know, because the guys are obviously, you know, doing new stuff that just wouldn't fly back then because you look like you're helping each other so much or whatever. But again, I'm not bitter like Stan. I'm just trying to explain. I got my stuff in. You know, I had to creatively get my stuff in, and I had to work with everybody. I had to be compatible with all of these big guys and stuff. I wasn't saying, hey, I want you to hold my hand while I walk up and walk around the ring and you balance me and act like a doofus, you know. Anyway, you know, I've just been around a long time. I'm sure I have a lot of stories. You know, one thing I want to say is that I have 2 projects right now that are part of my life that are both byproducts of my career. One of them is I did a documentary in 2016. I went to do some stand-up comedy and record this road trip, but I showed up with a concussion. I had double vision, and it didn't go away. Like I've been rocked so many times on a nightly basis. This double vision, it stayed with me. It was so weird. I did the whole tour. We filmed the whole thing, talking to the camera, but not letting the public know what was going on with me and stuff. Anyway, at the end, you know, I wasn't sure if I wanted, which story I wanted to tell. I decided the interesting story, and it was the big change. I got double vision. And so I was very apprehensive about exposing my vulnerability, being seen in that way. But did the movie, and I found that it helped so many people, like the feedback I got from everybody saying, I saw that RVD has to go through struggles just like everybody else, overcome obstacles, and you know, if you can still be the whole effing show, I can get over what I'm doing with my life. So that was cool, and also I had to look at my brain. You know, CTE is a hot subject. It's become something that I am championing. I am very happy to educate people on my experiences and what I know on it. It's people talk about it and they interchange CTE with long-term concussion damage. They're not the same thing. You know, all the boys think like, well, we all got CTE to some extent or another. No, we don't. That's not what it is. It's a degenerating disease where your brain is wasting away. Some of us have it, but thank God not all of us have it. And I had to get tested for it. I had to get MRIs and scans and vision tests and all this, and I filmed it all. And it's on Amazon right now, my documentary, and it's on my plate right now because I just sold it to one of my favorite TV channels, Reels. So yeah. I edited it down to a TV version for commercials and shit like that. So it's on my plate right now. But happy to get this out. Happy to get the discussion on CTE out. You know, another thing that I'm doing, a lot of you may know that I had my own CBD company, RVD CBD. This is something that has been so rewarding for the same reason. It's helping so many people. And like I mentioned, you know, cannabis became a big part of my path. And throughout my career, especially when I was more comfortable, I always used my spotlight to talk about cannabis, to educate, to try to change things, you know. Now with RVD CBD, we're working on collaborating with so many different people, companies, different products, different cannabinoids. Here in Nevada, in 3 to 4 weeks, we'll have RVD THC. I taste tested the RVD pre-rolls the other day. They're fucking killer.
Yes!
Yeah, right. It's on the shelves in California right now. Next week it'll be in Oklahoma. So it's all everything's on the grow, and it's so important to me. The reason Headstrong and the reason that this is important is because of the head damage that is so popular with wrestlers. My generation, and maybe the one a little bit above me, a little older in particular, a lot of us died off young. They're not going to keep doing that though. The younger guys, one, they're not taking pills, you know, the wrestler cocktail. They're not just, you know, taking a bottle full of somas and drinking every single night and partying. They're not doing it. If anything, they're smoking cannabis, which, as the world has learned, is actually safer for you. Someday, you're all gonna learn that your life expectancy is actually longer with cannabis, but that may be a little too fast for you right now. I'm always ahead of my time, but that is a fact. And so many of my peers have either chose to kill themselves on purpose. Crazy. I mean, people. I'm riding with people, and they, you know, it's always depression, always linked to CTE, or the accidental overdose is the other one. It's suicide or it's opiates. And the thing is, cannabinoids really is one of the answers. And I've done so much research, you know, to see what can clear our heads. Oxygen therapy, you know, the CBD, CBG, which a lot of you don't even know about. There's over 100 cannabinoids in the plant, and because it's illegal to study, we've only known about THC forever and ever. It was just a demonized weed. You know, it's bad, it's shameful to talk about, it gets you high. But that's just one little part. There's over 100 different elements. So now we're able to separate them. We're able to get the desired effects, and at the same time, we're able to avoid some of the effects that we don't want. It's great. It's great science. I have the best product, by the way. And,
Yes.
And I stand by that. You know, absolutely the best pain cream, and the tinctures are the highest milligram that you can get to compete with anything. And I am the guy to tell you about it, because it's been my interest. We all pay attention to different things that we're interested in life, and you know, obviously there's a lot of things that make me different. And that's one of them, though, is that I've always been interested in cannabis, and since I learned how much it could help people, it's not for everybody, but I've always wanted to make it more accessible to people that can use it, cancer patients, whoever, always. So what I'm doing right now, it's just natural for me, and it's something I would do even if it wasn't business, you know. So I wish I did have samples. Unfortunately, I don't have any. And my company and warehouse is actually in California, so that's where our product is right now. But with THC, by the way, it has to be grown and licensed in each state separately. You can't mail that shit. So that's like that's networking, setting up partners everywhere, you know, which we're doing. Right now, I am absolutely at the happiest of my life that I've ever been, and I love hearing that from people. People tell me that, you know, when they see me, they can tell I'm happy. And really, I've always heard that even when I wasn't happy. But I'd like to believe that it's legit now, you know. And I have my spiritual wife, soon to be recognized traditionally wife, Katie Forbes, to thank you. I was in a long-term marriage, you know, and after being committed to something for so long and having it fail, it's easy to just give up and protect your feelings. That's what a lot of people would do. Hey, I'm not going to get another dog after my last dog died. It hurt too bad. That's one way. That's one way to do it. I'm not saying that's the wrong way. You know, we all have our own values, whatever. But I will say, for me, as far as I know, this is the only life that we have, the only chance we have at it, you know, is to live life as if it's your only chance. I mean, if you guys come back, then, you know, I won't be around. Don't come back and argue with me in the shape of a dog or something. I don't know. I want to know it's you. I just think, you know, that even when you get hurt, you know, you can put a wall around your heart. You can say, okay, I'm protected. I'm never going to feel anything again. Okay, but you could be missing out on some really amazing life. And so I think that it's a really brave choice to say, you know what? Fuck it, I'm getting back on the horse, or I'm getting back out there, whatever. And even if I get hurt again, I'm glad I took the chance. And that's more what I would recommend. You know,
yeah.
Good way to live. You know, you learn everything is a lesson. Everybody is a teacher. You learn from every experience. When I think back to when I was in my 20s, I was such a baby that it's weird to put my mind in the perspective of then, of how I saw the world, because I've just learned and lived so much now, and it has such a greater feel for my position in the universe, and this is, you know, part of it. I appreciate it. I want to thank the Cauliflower Alley Club for honoring me. This is obviously amazing, and obviously I have a wall of outstanding achievements to put this on. It's awesome to be the Thesz. I'll share a story with you. I don't know if I'm going long or not. I can't tell because it's late and everyone looks tired, but I'm not getting any real sorry. I'll share a story that came to mind. I was telling somebody this. It was a Cauliflower Alley Club story, so maybe you can relate. This was a few years ago, and I came here with Bill Alfonso, and we signed in the nostalgia room at the bar afterwards, we were hanging out with JR, whoever, we were drinking, and Fonzie was like, hey Daddy, you don't have to go home, I got you a room key, you got a room right here. And I had a property in Vegas, it was a rental property that was vacant, I was like, oh, that's cool, dude, I'm good, I don't need it, give it to somebody else. They're like, no, these fans have a room, they're not even using it, Daddy, I think I'm gonna have a room key for you. I was like, whatever, and kept drinking, I forgot about it, but he came up to me and he gave me the room key, and these fans walked me up to a room, and they're like, there you go, so, okay, cool, I stayed in the room here at the Gold Coast, and the next morning, I talked to Fonzie on the phone and said, hey, come on up and help me pack and shit so we can get down to the nostalgia room. And when he came up, I was getting my head right. You know, somehow I had found a joint of reefer madness.
Woo!
And I was smoking in the room, and Fonzie's in there, and he's like, come on, Daddy, we need to get down there. And the phone rang. And so Fonzie picks it up, he's like, hello? And someone said, who's this? He said, this is Fonzie. And they said, what are you doing in that room? No one's supposed to be in that room. And he went, click.
Oh my God.
And I was like, dude, what was that? And I'm like by the window, I'm like ashing it out. And he goes, RVD, they're gonna come here. She said no one's supposed to be in that room, but we better get going. And I was like, okay, relax. He was like, damn, I don't think it's gonna take them that long, they're coming up, you know? And I was like, all right, dude. I mean, how far away do you think the front desk is? Have you ever tried to run up to a room, you gotta get to the elevator and all that, you know? And I kept smoking it, not feeling any danger like I often don't. As soon as I threw it out the window, they went boom, 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 they're knocking on the door. And when we opened it, there was like 5 security guards. I thought they were cops at the time because they had the blue outfits, and one angry lady. and they were yelling, what are you doing in this room? You know what's supposed to be in here? And boom, 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 boom. And they would not believe that somebody gave me a room key. There was just no way I was telling the truth. They were just like, right, somebody just gave you, and it's Fonzie speaking for me like he always does because he's my manager. So he's cutting, and in fact, he cut in too much. No, that was about Van Damme, you know, TV champion, 270 days, whatever. Finally, the lady's like, sir, will you leave? Kick Fonzie out. So now it's just me, and I got these 5 security guards, and it got pretty intense because one of them smelled weed, one of them didn't. The one that was smelling weed, he's asking me, you know, like, where's it at? I said, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And they said, is it in your bag? No. Well, so if we go get a dog and bring it, it's not going to be in your bag? No. It was in my bag, though.
Oh my God.
I was a little bit nervous. Finally, after a big, stressful, intense moment, they let us go only on the grounds that we told them where we were going to be for the next 2 hours in case they needed to come back down. But I learned so much that the lady was saying, you have no business being on the hotel property. You're not signed in as a guest. You're not insured to be in that room. What the fuck? Who's ever heard of that? I've been staying in hotels forever. I never heard of that. But I learned that, and they said, we'll be down at the room signing for whatever, and then they said, we might have to still come and get you. So the whole time I'm signing, I'm thinking, they're going to come in here, you know, like a big group of 5 cops and a lady, and like haul me out of here, maybe. Which didn't happen, but what kind of really ties a pretty bow on this Cauliflower Alley Club story is that comes to turn on, as I find out, it was Paul Bearer's room. He didn't need it because he was dead.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so now you know when that was and you can time it and relate to it. Interesting story. Guys, again, thank you. Thank everybody for 2001.
Woo! Will you keep this on
Absolutely,
there?
hon.
recipient to go, and this is going to be a cool one. It's the Iron Mike Mazurki Award, which is going to be honored to my friend Alundra Blaze. This award is going for who's always been a trendsetter, a groundbreaker, whatever she's done. From her legendary feud with Bull Nakano to the days of winning championships in wrestling, and in a monster truck world in her Medusa truck, tonight she'll become only the second woman ever to be honored with this award, the first being Beth Phoenix. We're going to go to a video of tonight's Iron Mike Mazurki Award honoree, Alundra Blaze, and then she'll be presented by someone who knows her probably better than anybody else, her husband, Alan Jonason.
Deborah Ann McKelly started her athletic journey dominating track and field and gymnastics while in high